Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the JBR Play podcast. I'm John, and tonight I'm joined by Ben and Rick.
I'm back, baby!
He's alive! We managed to find him again. 2 weeks. We found him in the Lost and Found. But anyway,
The Dutch embassy.
So we are actually going to change the podcast format a bit. After last week's, we enjoyed it so much, we figured instead of doing 3 separate topics, we're just going to have one general topic we're just going to talk about instead now. I figured it might be a bit more fun, a bit more laid back. And guys, I'm picking a topic for this week. I'm going to pick a topic every week. You guys are done.
You're done every week, aren't you?
Yeah.
We have no choice.
What I want to talk about with you guys this week, and I think everyone needs to have one of these. If you don't, you're a fool. What is your zombie survival plan?
Wow.
If you have a zombie survival plan. I got mine all worked out.
Leave you as far away as possible. That's my best chance of survival, probably.
But far away where, though? You're saying go far away. Like, I'm just going to go high up a tree.
Perfect little starting area would be it's not like practical to get to now, but if I could go anywhere, would be, I'm not doing the castle thing because that's overrated. I would find, it's a little, in the lakes, Lake District, there's a little, it's a lake, so it's not.
How'd you get there?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I'll get to that.
I've already found a floor.
To start, this is where I want to be. So there's a lake. Yeah, it's called Lake.
It's not going to say this where I want to be. That's like if you're getting bit by a zombie. I don't want to be here. Too late.
My life, my plans.
Don't ruin my life.
So the little island, it's little small thing. So it's like, I don't know, like half a K length sort of thing. Like
I know
40
exactly
backwards.
which one you
It's
mean.
really small, and it's just this little thing you could set up a little camp and live there for like, a little bit, and basically let things die down while all the madness is going on.
What about
You'd be all
food?
alone.
Water.
You're in a lake. You could swim to the edge if you need to, and go to. There's a literal what's the town called? I can't remember what it's called. Literally the big town just across the lake.
It doesn't sound like you thought this through very well.
Shops and stuff.
So how would you get there? Because obviously the
I haven't thought it
motorways.
through at all,
It's very
really,
far
no.
away.
And also, you've got to
I
think.
didn't say
what
I was
about-
going to start.
Also,
But
what
it's not a
about?
very good plan then.
This is me implying I'm already in the lakes, so this is where I want to be.
But no,
That's rather
yeah,
convenient.
that's like me going. Oh, there's a
John
zombie
never
apocalypse
said,
in every.
all right, a zombie now, go. He said, what would you do? I'm like, well, this is what I would do. I would go there.
Yeah, but you got okay. No, but we're talking about like realistically. How are you going to get there?
Fine, so
straight
we'll say
away?
I'm starting in my house.
Yes, you're starting in your house.
Right.
Yeah.
We've got multiple issues here. What kind of zombies are we talking about?
That's
are
a
we
very good
talking
point.
about like 28 days later?
Because you
Kind
could
of?
just hide in your
That's
house for a
very
month
true.
if it's 28 days later. No, let's say.
No, if it's 28 days later, you're going to die.
No, let's
You're
say.
yeah, that's
very quickly.
Let's say Walking Dead zombies, because
Dead.
where you,
Okay,
don't, you
yes.
don't need to be bit. It's not if you just die.
They are moving
you
as
all become
fast as
zombies.
they physically can
Yes,
because
the newer they are, kind of the fresher the zombie, the faster it moves.
And then you got the problems
Yeah,
of where's it breaking out, because you might want to avoid certain hotspots,
Exactly.
depending on where we're starting this
just say
epidemic
it's a
from.
very quick outbreak that's spread across the
plan.
ruining Christmas. No, so just say it's kind of literally all over the country. It happens overnight, effectively.
It
Very
kind of
quick.
just somebody came in a flight from London with infected people or something, and it didn't just spread overnight.
very quickly, yes, and then something airborne, and but it doesn't affect. It affects you the same way as it would in The Walking
So we're
Dead.
assuming
for
it's
example.
basically it is at least one zombie in every town.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
And if anyone has just died, so for example, hospitals, anyone's just passed away, they are going to turn and stuff like that. So the airborne virus.
It has to do with the amount of time and what's feasible to do, because depending on what it's like, there's different approaches.
Because I think you should wait. I think take what food you've got in your house. Hopefully you've got enough to last a couple of days with you and your family. Fill up the bathtub full of water so you've got a water supply. Fill up all the sinks so you've got some water supply.
Fill up the bath and sit in the bathroom and
Wait
lock
for
yourself away.
blow over.
I don't want to die.
So you've got a nice water supply. You've got a bit of food. Keep inside, because I reckon a lot of people, when they panic and they're going to try and get to other family members or to friends or something, they're all going to go out in the streets, and then there's going to be traffic. They're going to get stuck
too late
out
for
in the
them.
open. Exactly. But whereas if you were just to call your friends up, because the phones wouldn't go down straight away, and like your family and be like, just wait inside for a couple of days, like maybe go up in the loft, bring some food with you.
You sound
and,
super chilled about this.
I've had a lot.
Just have a little sleepover.
I've had a lot of time to think about
Fine.
this. And then after a few days, once it's all kind of when I say die down, I don't mean the zombies, obviously they're going to be everywhere, but then other people aren't running around, cars everywhere and stuff. Like there's hardly going to be any vehicles left. There's going to be lots of roadblocks. But that's when it'll probably be the safer time to move, when you haven't got people, lots of loud noises. You can be quieter and quicker on your own. So if you want to meet up with other people, wait for as long as your food and water will hold out, and as long as they've got a similar level of it, kind of, like I said, you've got a phone for the first couple of days before it would all go off. I don't actually know how long it would take for the phone networks to go down. But you've got that time to kind of plan with other people. You can call other people and you can organize a meeting point as well. Maybe you know one of your friends has a better place to hold up and defend in, but you also need land long term, like crops, because you got to, in this hypothetical situation, things aren't going to get better. You can't be like, I'm just going to wait for 2 weeks. It's not like Shaun of the Dead, for example.
I think phones would go down
Wait
pretty
for all the
quickly.
blow
You
over.
need to find walkie-talkies and stuff. You're better off with those.
Yeah, but I mean, at first, literally for the first day or so, you would need
The
to
first
be-
day is okay,
Yeah,
but
but-
after that, because thinking
gotta think
about the
long
spread,
term,
as soon as
so-
people aren't there anymore. But I go to the school because I know they got guns there.
Yes, but could you get into the?
I've seen it.
Get into the school.
And I think
yeah.
No, but can you easily get into the lockers?
No,
with the weapons?
because- properly-
I went into the school.
I've seen. It's like a proper like big
The
ass
gate's
safe,
always open.
like the safe, like it's
right. Yeah. That. Yeah.
It's. But the thing is, I think they'll probably have some guns out anyway. Somebody will have been in there. If there's a zombie apocalypse, people will have been in there already. So because somebody knows the code that lives there.
But this is also a danger thing. I like to think that early on people wouldn't start turning to killing. But imagine if you get there and there's someone just robbing all the guns, you'd be like, oh crap, they have all the guns down there right now. I have maybe a knife or a hammer or something.
I think.
Mr. Clap, like, stay where you are.
I think.
Sir, it's me.
I think I might take that risk.
Do you know who I am anymore? 2 days of this shit.
Imagine him like a red bandana.
But it's like there's a small town near here where right next to where I grew up, and they've got quite a big gun store there. But I wouldn't be. I was thinking you'd have to be one of the first ones there, obviously, to get stuff. But realistically, guns allowed, they do draw the attention. They would draw the attention.
Yeah, that's
of
the only
zombies.
use I was thinking of. But
we
it's
don't want
also a
guns.
counter people
But,
thing.
yeah, exactly.
Because
If other people
eventually you're
attack
gonna
you,
need something
there's
to
gonna-
counter people.
Yeah.
because-
people.
Well, it is.
I will raise your knife, sir. One shotgun to the face.
A can of food and chuck him. Like, go get the food. Go on.
That's the problem. What would you be like if you meet other people?
I think early
That's it.
on,
It depends how. Yeah.
early
the
days,
timing.
when
Early
people
days
are
is
less
better.
desperate,
Yeah.
more trusting. But then as time goes on, I think especially after you've had one bad encounter with a person, if you can walk away
You
from
might be
that,
dead.
yeah, if you're lucky enough to walk away from that, you're not going to trust someone afterwards. I mean, look at DayZ, case in point. Now, someone could be going, I'm friendly. I don't believe him at all. I'm like, I'm sorry, buddy. I've had too many people lie. Bang. And I don't know. I would like to think if you've seen them and they haven't seen you, I would probably try and make sure I could get as much distance between me and them as possible to not
Kill them
risk
if
it.
you have to,
Because the
sort of
only
thing.
thing that would be worrying would be, imagine if you'd seen them and they seen you, or they could find you if you're looting the same town kind of thing. You're scavenging for supplies. You could accidentally bump into them again when they've got the drop on you. And if they're not friendly, you kind of had it. So you should always go in a group. Like that's what you try and make a group of people you do know and trust. One of our friends, Josh, we would never trust in the zombie apocalypse. He's pretty much admitted he would want to lead a group, and to prove he is the leader, he would effectively Negan someone and beat someone to death to prove he is the leader. I was like, right, not going near you in an apocalypse. You've lost my trust already.
Well.
But yeah, I think you need to find somewhere you could kind of like a castle is technically a good shout because in the courtyard, then some courtyards will have grass where you could use if it's good ground, you can make crops. You've got walls,
They probably think
security.
about the number of people that would think castles.
Exactly, yeah.
And the number of castles in the vicinity.
Islands are
You'd
your
be
best
like,
shout because there's
Yeah,
just the
again,
least amount of people.
Getting a boat as well, like if you know how to hotwire, maybe if there's someone has got the keys. and everything.
You can swim it.
Okay, just say it
Ignore
happened
that
now.
word.
Would you go in? Are you telling me swim the lake right now? In
Get away from the zombies,
Yeah, but
sure.
saying like
I
getting,
would probably die.
getting to
very
the Isle
quickly,
of
though.
Wight, for example.
Oh god, you can't swim that. Well,
No,
you can.
You can swim it, but you
swim
have to be in
that.
very good shape.
But exactly.
Yeah. Plus, you need to take. Hopefully, at that point, you have some equipment and stuff. You'll be wanting
Yes.
to take with you.
Go into the go
go
into
buy
a
a
beach
dinghy.
shop and buy a like inflatable
Float
dinghy,
dinghy.
yeah, with a couple of oars.
You can probably
Sink
find
with all your
something.
stuff in it.
Freaking rowboat.
Rum ham. I was just thinking that it should have been you.
But that because if you're on an island of some description,
What would
it's isolated. Zombies wouldn't be able to really get there, and there's a limited amount of people already on that island. So
what
whatever
would be your
zombies
melee
you
weapon of
encounter,
choice? Like really, that you could realistically
Like,
get your hands on. Like if it happened
in
your
my
kind of
room or something.
Well, no, not just your room, but like the house
Right.
or shed or stuff.
There's a cool it's always I don't know what it's called. It's those gardening tools where it's the semicircle blade thing, and you stab into the ground. It's like to loosen the soil, I think, or something. I don't know what it's called, but one of those. Because it's like,
But with
it's
the
quite
corkscrew,
solid.
if you were
but
to
then,
like jab a zombie, couldn't they get
but then
stuck?
It's not a corkscrew.
It's kind of like
No, it's like it's literally it's a blade like that. It's a semicircle blade
oh, I know the one. Yes,
like
yeah.
that, and then like that.
Oh yeah, I know
Yeah.
the one. Yeah.
So basically, if you swing and hit, it's going to hit with the edge of the semicircle and just.
See, I think a blunt object like a hammer, you need to get a strong one. Like is a good idea because the problem
They
with
don't go
sharks-
blunt.
Too much force, I think, of a blunt thing, because then you got to actually brute force it. Where if it's sharp,
But remember, that's
problem
going
with
to go
sharp is-
blunt really quickly. As soon as
Yeah.
it comes in contact with blood and stuff,
It's going to rust too. You got to be able to maintain like a machete or something. You'd have to maintain the blade.
can you properly maintain...
Whetstone. And
Do you know how to
do that?
properly maintain blades?
Yes, you get spit. You spit on it and you wipe
And
it.
you
with
create
What
your
are you
more
brush.
thinking about?
Oh, yeah. Different kind of. Moving on to a different hammer now. There's, no, but
Making it like a tramp.
it's getting weird. It's getting really weird.
It got weird quickly.
But yeah, I think like because also with a blade weapon, just say you smacked one in the head, a zombie in the head, and you got the machete stuck, and there's a few more coming at you.
Slice.
But again, even if you slice it, it could still get stuck, get lodged.
Remember, you have to use
you've
the
gotta
right
then-
technique with blades to cut through things.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah,
that.
and you've got to
if they
hope
think you're
that they're
fresh
kind
as
of
well, so they're still fresh bodies,
Yeah.
so they're not going to go, you know,
It's just gonna
like in The Walking Dead, you know, the
cripple-
ones that have been like sodden in water for a long time,
Yeah.
they just go.
they kind of fall apart
Yeah,
easier.
yeah.
Yeah, and they're easier to take down. You notice it. Yeah. Would
I'd
you,
probably go with something blunt.
see, I'd focus on. I think. Yeah, blunt. I agree with you.
Your
Blunt.
fist.
But I think my main aim would actually instead would be finding some form of. When I say armor, I don't mean like knight's armor or something, but something type
thick,
of something to protect
like
you.
enemy stuff, isn't
Yeah,
it?
well, even that like in World War Z, Brad Pitt's character, he gets magazines and duct
I was
tapes
gonna
around
say
his arms.
that's
That's a good one,
actually
yeah.
a
And it's a
really
really-
good one.
yeah, 'cause zombies can't
papers
bite
is
through it.
really good.
Yeah.
And like that thickness of paper, and the laminated,
I think
would be quite hard
if
for
you
a
try
zombie
and
to bite through.
through newspaper yourself. I don't think
can't.
you can't do it. Like
Yeah.
through a thick piece of newspaper folded over, yeah.
I mean, you can like if you're one of those
Idiot puts one layer around them, like
just one
one
sheet of
layer
paper.
around my arm.
I'm immune.
I thought it was A4. No, you.
It's an A3.
But but that wouldn't work against people. For example, like if someone came at you with a bat and you
Oh,
were
so a
like
person
magazine
comes
bot,
to bite you.
Smash it. No, but if a real person tried to hit you with like a weapon
Well, yeah.
in that kind of situation, it wouldn't protect you. You need.
Distract him with the newspaper article. Ah, read this.
They're trying to use just in. There's an outbreak. What? Boff.
in your face.
And.
Your face.
But I think you could even get like, for example, football shin guards, and you could do the similar thing. You could kind of duct tape them on maybe as well. And then obviously, if there's like a blade, I don't know how much protection would be. If someone whacked down with a machete or an axe, you might get one good protection hit out of it, and then after that, you're probably stuffed.
Well, then it would probably either dent it heavily or cut it a little bit, so then the next one goes straight through the rest into your arm.
Yeah,
So.
but as sports kit as well, you could maybe find in sports shops. You might be able to get padding up, like armor padding there. If I know American football kit
But
wouldn't
it's
be that
expensive.
common over here. I mean, money is a big
So
deal in the end of the
funny.
world. But I think I agree with Rick. You keep guns for different. You wouldn't keep guns for zombies.
Oh, they're
if you
purely
did.
people.
But you
or
gotta
super emergency. Like you got
there's
3 lying on you right now, so you're like, I am.
Yeah.
Or there's like hundreds. If you manage to get some defenses up on the wall, there's hundreds at the wall. Then maybe use a few rounds. But that's the thing, though. I think I know where I would go. So one of my friends lives on National Trust land, and there's a big mansion on that land. And they don't live in the mansion. They live it's a very nice house still. But the mansion would be perfect. You could fit. It's so big. You could fit a lot of people inside. The windows all have giant wooden shutters to protect them, really thick wooden shutters. And the only way to get into the house is a giant bottlenecked stairwell into the mansion. So you could hold that, and even then, eventually,
Break the stairway.
after a bit of time, you could start getting a wall up. Actually, you'd want to get the wall up quicker, and then you've got land behind the wall to use for crops, vegetation. What you could even somehow, I don't know, like you'd have to learn how to make a well. That's what libraries for. You would need to raid libraries actually in the apocalypse to get like tutorial books on how-tos on
I'd still
lots
say
of things.
with a zombie
Does the internet
apocalypse.
go down like phone lines?
It would,
Like
yeah,
down
well,
straight away?
once your phone line goes down, your internet's
Yeah, it's the
gone.
same, isn't it? Yeah, so they do run off. Yeah, I was pretty sure.
And that day, you're just in your house printing off loads of how-to guides.
Exactly. Quick, if you're saying like you could call people like in the last few minutes, yeah, print out some
It's not a bad idea.
how to
Just go
survive
to
the zombie apocalypse.
someone you're living with. Hold the door. Why? I've just got to print 100 million pages here of documents on how to survive.
Oh,
There's a quick. I'm watching a how-to on YouTube. It's telling me how to get a bow or something. I'm like,
it's buffering. We gotta go.
there's a zombie chewing on the wire. Damn it!
But
I think-
with a zombie apocalypse, the main problem won't be the zombies. I think it'll be the people and trying to survive, like
It would
going
be-
back
exactly,
to like
yeah.
the Dark Ages, essentially.
It'd
at
be
that point,
learning
probably.
how to not just because obviously and also food from like supermarkets. Yes, you could gather it, but it has an expiration date.
Yeah.
And that is
Canned.
a big thing.
Canned food.
Yeah, you want stuff to last for a couple of years, and hopefully something
Tuna!
might have been sorted by then.
Mr. John West is going to save our lives.
Sweet corn canned. I don't know how long that lasts.
Corn
But
canned.
you'd have to learn. But
Canned corn.
it would be very important to learn
Corn
how
canned.
to.
Whatever. Canned corn.
Good English. But it would be very important to learn those kind of basic things, how to hunt, how to grow crops properly and effectively.
Go find some farmers and stuff first. Save
Yes.
them. Please help me.
Here's an interesting point though. Just say we can even use us three for this example. It had been the apocalypse for a couple of years, and you ran into one of us. Do you think you would trust them? Because even though we're really good friends now, a lot can change in that time. And I mean, you might have.
I
might
think
become
you
some
need
kind
to
of
observe the
psychopath.
person.
The Rictator over here.
Yeah, the
I think I'd be quite brutal.
Okay, so we're not trusting him. I would
No, but like for my friends, because the thing is, I'd want to protect my friends and stuff.
But we
I
all
wouldn't
that's
want
what
to
we're saying. You
no,
come
no,
across
but
us,
I'm
so-
saying if I saw other people, I didn't say to you,
right,
just
right,
in
okay.
general, I wouldn't run the risk of my friends and stuff getting hurt for the chance we might get another couple of people.
That's the thing, isn't it? Like
You look after your own sort of thing.
Yeah.
after
going
this.
back to The Walking Dead, that seems to be our main source of info for this.
yeah.
For you guys, yeah.
But like before Rick's group get picked up by Alexandria,
That's
there's
confusing.
a guy
Yes.
who he follows them for a while and he listens in on their conversations and he's effectively spying on them for a good few days before he determines whether they'll be safe or not to bring back to his town. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing though. That's kind of a luxury you might not be able to have. And also, imagine if you got caught spying on a group. Would they believe you if you were saying, I was just trying to find out if you were good or not? They might be like, you were going to nick our stuff. And then you could have just got yourself way in
Killed.
over your head. Yeah, pretty much.
Essentially.
So there's so many, like you said, there's so many factors you need to take in with a zombie apocalypse. When loads of people are like, oh, I'd be great, I'd kill so many zombies. Like, yes, but where would you eat? Where would you sleep that's safe?
Yeah.
Because you can't just spend all your time killing zombies. You would need to.
Sleep in the dead body of a zombie.
And that's
Oh,
the
the
Tauntaun
thing is,
style.
like, I'm assuming that a reasonable portion will still be taken out by military of some kind.
Yeah, that's why 28 days later, for example.
Wait, zombies or people?
Both.
Both. They probably won't run the risk because
they're
it's
probably
in a
like
state of
quarantined.
emergency.
Well, you know,
like,
yeah, exactly. Our government as well. I mean, all the new laws our government are bringing, they probably like, on the off chance that you might be bitten, you will be shot.
Resident Evil, they do it. They quarantine the whole city and don't let anyone out and shoot everyone down that tries to get out.
Yeah, they give them a warning, don't they? That's
Yeah.
in I don't know if that's in the video games, but it's in Apocalypse, the second film. They
Film is it Jeremy Renner gets like burnt alive?
28 weeks later.
Oh, that's
28 weeks later, yeah. But see, 28 days later would for the initial outbreak, that is the scariest one because those things are terrifying, fast, strong, dangerous. But after a month or so, they starve to death. They kind of burn
Yeah.
out.
That makes the most sense as zombies go. Like they're the,
That's kind of the most
Well,
realistic
it's
one.
sort of a rabies
mutation.
virus almost.
Yeah, that's
kind of
not
thing.
they're back from the dead, like
Yeah.
you know, dead bodies moving. They are human beings, just
Yeah.
as you say, it's the rage virus,
Infected.
so it is
Yeah.
an infected thing that makes them because they don't do anything unhuman like. Humans could do that. What they
Yeah.
do, it's just they're on roids.
almost permanent like adrenaline and
Yeah.
stuff.
Would you trust a member of the law?
I say a member like the opposite sex. What?
No, for example, you saw a police officer. Would you trust them just because they were wearing a uniform, or would you be like, or a soldier? You'd be like, the world's ended now.
Maybe in the
Technically,
beginning,
it's
in the
you have
beginning.
a hold over me now.
Maybe in the
you have no
beginning,
power
the
here. Slap.
first couple of
Slapping
days.
him. Open hand slap to the guard.
You can't. They'd still arrest you, but just leave you there instead of jail. You'd just be handcuffed in the street as bait.
Well,
That would be terrifying. Like, if you ever got bit, do you think you'd have it in you to kind of end it yourself, or
I think I just go off on my own for a bit.
bye?
I'd be like, I'm just gonna go go on a rampage, just kill as many as you can or whatever, because it's over.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's over.
Well, unless you, then
Well,
you
it
might get
depends where
shoot to
you-
death
it
because
depends
then you
where
have
you
a
get-
way
Or
more
keep a
horrible
gun on
death.
you so you can shoot yourself. So I don't know.
But then,
Well, unless they
That's
bite
kind
with
of-
arms, like,
Cyanide pill in your mouth while you're going around.
yeah.
I was going to say that'd be kind of selfish because you take a gun away from the group who are still alive and trying to survive, and you're like, "Oh, just give me one gun." It's like that gun to them is worth more than gold. That's such
Unless
an
it's an
invaluable
armory
item.
and you have loads.
Yeah, but you wouldn't. Yeah, but one day they might not.
Give me
Like,
the pea shooter.
They might get attacked by an even bigger group, and then they might take all their stuff.
true.
Like you don't know what's going to happen. And if anything, actually, I don't know if I would trust the army because they're all incredibly well trained, and later on, like you said, they're not technically soldiers anymore. They don't owe a duty to us. They're going to be
they're now
surviving for themselves.
Survivors, yeah, they're now human survivors. So,
And they're
yeah.
survivors who are incredibly well trained and know how to use a gun very effectively. If they come to try and attack you, you're pretty stuffed. Like,
Well, Yeah.
Like, you might get some. Like, to be fair, you would get some, I reckon, who would try and do the right thing, and they
But are
would
you
be
saying that if
genuinely
they
still
hunt you down, why would they be hunting us?
because they might want what you've got. If you have a nice place.
Oh, you're saying this
and-
is further down the line.
Yeah, this
I
is
thought
like-
you meant, like, it's just happened. They're trying to quarantine
no.
areas.
No.
Right.
This is slightly off topic, but have you seen Revolution? It's where all the electricity fails. Like anything to do with electricity doesn't work
heard of it.
anymore.
Is that the one with
No electricity.
It got cancelled, didn't it? Revolution quite quickly.
I think 3 seasons.
Yeah.
I think it got. It's decent. It's
not
not
bad,
too
yeah.
not too bad.
One a year, I'm assuming, so.
But the two guys there, it's like they start a militia. Like 2 army guys start a militia and like take over everything. So they're obviously with their army experience, like take over and run it like a brutal militia.
Well, that's the thing. Because of the survival training soldiers get, their knowledge would be incredibly valuable. So if you do know anyone who's in the military, they're going to be one of the. If you want to survive, they're going to be one of the first people you want to get on board. But if you, I kind of feel like you need to know them first as well, because it's the same with anything. You might meet a doctor out in the streets and be like, "Oh, fantastic! If one of us ever gets injured, they can help." Yes, but they could also be a mass murderer, a psychopath that we don't know about. And I just brought them into my camp, and they're going to kill me.
To my cramp.
Could be lying.
Exactly.
Yeah,
well,
well-
yeah, exactly. Oh, could you imagine someone lies just so they can come into your camp and someone's been shot, save him. Oh, shit. Now I'll put a band-aid here. No!
What would you do if you did that? It's like, I'm a doctor. You take him in. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I would be...
Would you like
I'd
angry?
be-
Would you like
I'd be
kick him
livid.
out? Or
I don't know if I'd kick him out because that... I don't know if I'd...
I would never kick anyone out because they'll come back.
Or that's
That's the
a
risk.
good-
I would never kick anyone.
there
I'd
you go.
kill them.
See,
I
that's
say,
the
would you
way-
put him
Whoa,
down? That's what I say. Would you put him down? Yeah.
Yes. I'm not taking that risk. Once you kick somebody out, the chances that they become angry or
We're learning a lot
vindictive-
about Rick here, so let's be very nice to Rick and never ever lie to him in the end of the world. John, you said you knew how to drive a car.
I never said well.
Yeah, I meant an automatic.
Yeah, but I was saying if you would kick him out, like you could give him a chance, hear him out. Why? Because it could just be that he was so scared because he wanted
yeah,
a
it
group
It could
to
be a,
belong
it could be a
with.
survival method.
That's
Yeah, his
the
survival
Or he could be there to
reason.
kill you or steal your shit.
You got to think once it's been a while,
a doctor, damn it.
people are in it for themselves to some extent, and if they're on their own and they don't know you, they don't owe you anything. So if they do lie to you, but like with good intentions and just to keep alive,
Yeah.
they're not going to rip you off or anything. You can, I think you can kind of understand why, because they yes, it is kind of selfish, but they aren't a danger to you, and they are just trying to keep themselves alive.
So could they lie to you again? That's the problem.
Exactly.
When would
yeah.
you trust them?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you've done it before. Why do I believe you now? Sort of thing. When they say they can drive a car, you're like, can you?
Can you drive a car, huh?
The scariest
You
thing ever.
couldn't
Wouldn't
stitch
it?
a wound, but you can drive a car.
You all jump in a car, and then the guy who jumps in the driver's seat doesn't know what he's doing, keeps stalling. There's just a horde behind you. You'd be like, "Oh, just get out and move. No, not get out. Swap seats and just push him out on the road. I'm sorry, friend.
Open your door. Why? No reason. Kick him out.
Yeah.
Drive off.
I was trying to teach him how to drive at the same time. Like, okay, so lift the clutch slowly, add some gas.
You know how you're in
yeah,
like, don't mind traffic. You'd be like, don't mind that zombie at the window. Just
Yeah.
just ignore him. Slowly,
just
no,
hit
you're going
him.
to stall. But that's the thing. What skills? Okay, what skill do you think would be your most valuable asset to a group on what you know right now, like without reading up on anything else extra? What do you think you could do?
I do. Is in terms of like long term or like short term?
Both.
Both.
Because obviously, long term, you would learn new skills. People and you learn from other people how to do certain things.
Well, my thing would be the scavenging thing. I could, go off, sneak around, find stuff, bring back supplies. I go in, pairs. Obviously, don't go on your own because that's a stupid thing to do. But yeah, the runner, I guess.
The runner.
The runner.
You don't run.
Finder. No, but I can. My point is,
That's
I am
kind
physically
of
able
a vague
to do
skill,
these
though.
things.
I can walk around and find us stuff. If you came up to me and said, "I do that," you
Well,
need people
I would
to
say
volunteer for
shooter,
that.
but I mean I haven't got a gun on me.
That's the thing. Yeah, and
I'm
it's
a
very
great
circling.
shot, but I don't have a gun.
Have you shot
Give
proper
me a
guns
gun.
before?
Yeah, well,
Yes, have I?
Because they're very different.
yeah, I shot when I was in America. I used
did
I
that
used an
proper shooting
M4
range,
at a
didn't you?
shooting range,
Yeah.
and over here I've used double barrel shotguns at clay pigeon shooting.
I've done the 2-2 rifles and blanks and all that.
I've done 2-2 as well, and
So I was going to say, people
yeah.
say sometimes, I'm amazing at shooting with what?
Have you shot?
BB guns.
BB gun.
the funniest thing is the thing I would love to see is when people get their hands on a gun who have never shot before and they don't know about recoil, because a lot of people
Yeah.
they know the word recoil but they never actually expect
Felt
it.
it, like-
and then you see them like a shotgun or something, they shoot and just go flying off their
boing.
feet and you're like bye, or they wouldn't hold it properly and they just bruise their shoulders to stop.
That's
Slam
like
it.
Dislocate
like-
their shoulder.
Clay pigeon shooting. I think like the first time I did it was years ago, and that happened. I just went, okay, shot him. Don't whack me in the shoulder. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember when we were younger, one of my friends went clay pigeon shooting, and he came back, he's like, look at this, and he took his t-shirt off, and his shoulder was just black and blue, and he was like, I didn't know how to hold it properly. And I was like, I can see, God. But that's the thing, obviously, yeah, like I've done a fair bit of clay pigeon shooting. Now, I've been a couple of times, and I did the shooting range in America. So I know how to, and I was taught how to load the guns, so I could do basics of that. But like, for example, you did cadets at school, didn't you? So they would teach you how to load a rifle at cadets and stuff as well. That's useful skills. That's where Ben lies.
No, what was
I was a cadet. I passed everything first time.
No, it was like you had to do like this perfect sequence of movements. I think like I put it down to like my left and it put down to my right or something. Like, oh, you failed.
Really?
I was like, oh, come on. I was like, really?
Like, what about you, Rick?
Ridiculous.
What do you think you could?
My
bring to the group.
intelligence.
I got a good
again.
brain.
No, I guess like in a state where you're trying to rebuild and reorganize stuff, I'm a very good organizer and finding people's strength. That's kind of what I do anyway.
Sounds like he's talking.
He
Sounds like
also
he's in a
put
job
down the
interview.
week.
Yeah. No, but that's what it's kind of what you do need people to organize.
Organizer of things, put it down of the week.
It's how it would be. We bring new people into the group. Like, so what can you bring to the group?
Oh, Rick would be.
Do you have your CV on you?
Rick would be an interrogator. We find someone who's like, so where are you from? Oh, he doesn't meet our expectations.
This doesn't add up.
Take him to
You're
Rick.
fired.
He would bring them into a room. I can imagine, and there'll just be a machete in the corner. So look, he's like, no, don't worry about that. That's fine. And as soon as they get a question wrong, he's like, I'll be 2 seconds. He just picks up the machete. Like, no, I'm sorry, I can leave. Just no, please.
I think Rick would take him to the room and be like, where are they? What? Just break him quickly.
But
Break him and bring them
also,
in.
you lived in Fiji for a while, didn't you? Doing work and stuff. Did you learn how to fish and things over there? Because that would be a very useful skill. Fishing.
I want to say yes, but no.
We gave Rick some diving kit. He knows how to dive. And he can catch the fish with his hands.
We need to. You know who we do need to recruit?
Paris.
No, well, Paris. No,
Paris is the ultimate survival guy.
James Pryor, barely grilled.
Belly grilled.
We need to bring him. He knows his stuff. Yeah, we get him, and he's also quite good at building things. He just made that really cool Viking shield, hasn't he, out of wood and stuff. This
that is
proper
cool.
shield. Yeah, get him to make some
Track
kind of
that guy
defensive.
down.
So when we come
stuff.
against humans, we all stand behind him and he holds the shield.
He's the Viking at the front, bashing it like aroo, aroo, and then he just gets shot in the head where his body only covers his body.
through the shield, it's like he actually made up cardboard. Oh.
Yeah, we
You
think he's
told
like,
us it was wood.
it's gonna be like Captain America. He was like, no, I just
So,
Right.
John, what do you bring to the table?
see. Well, good shot, as we said, but need a gun. Just turn on the water gun. I'm a great shot, guys. Squad.
Supersonic Blast
We would
15.
turn on our BB guns like, oh, we're the best.
And that's
Hit
when
him
we
in,
get
hit
picked
somebody in
up.
the eyes like, oh.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I did MMA for a few years, so I got self-defense skills I could bring.
So I could beat the shit out of a
No,
zombie.
I was going to say, but like you could train people, and I could kind of give some basic training in self-defense.
I guess that could be helpful.
Because
Against
obviously,
if
if you come up against another group, if
Yeah.
all your group know hand-to-hand combat, and it gets down to a stage where you need hand-to-hand combat, and the other group don't know it, you could
yes.
you could break someone's
teach
That
arm.
them
point where
groundwork.
nobody's got a
Groundwork.
knife or
You say
gun
that.
or
If you're in a
baseball
if you're in a
bat,
one-on-one-
Yeah, the guy
metal
tries to rest you
pipe,
to the ground, tries to like stab
a
you.
log.
If you're in a one-on-one fight, it probably will go to the ground. Like it won't be punching and kicking all the
Like,
time. It will go to the ground. So if you
Saving
know
Private Ryan.
if you know groundwork, if you know
static.
like strangleholds on arm bars and things like that, and you know how to do them effectively,
You just
You're
don't
gonna
let,
be
don't let him
dangerous.
tap. You stab in there.
yeah, they're tapping like this isn't a game anymore. But yeah, I
so
think that'd be
yeah,
quite
That
handy.
scene from Saving Private Ryan, you know, the wrestling of the knife.
I haven't seen it.
That would probably be quite like. Have you not seen it?
No.
Oh, Saving Private. You haven't seen?
I
Saving
started
Private Ryan?
watching it and it was just them
Fantastic.
storming the beach for 20 minutes and I got bored.
That's what?
This great piece of history. Oh, I'm bored.
No, but I've watched like a lot of
Again, so we learned something else
war
from-
movies already before I started watching that, and it's like, okay, this is.
We couldn't bring Rick into a battle. Rick, shoot them. No, I'm bored. Bye. Rick, get back here now.
Rick, storm the beach.
I'm going back to my plans.
Yeah, I'm going back to organising things and kicking people out.
No, he'd be like the guy, watching the battle, going, "No, you're doing that wrong." No, you're
I'll
doing
be the sheriff.
Have a megaphone.
What could go wrong?
that- Get it right.
But yeah, so I think self-defense maybe. But in honesty, like you kind of know stuff in theory. Like I've been fishing before, but would I actually know how to if I didn't have a rod?
Yeah,
and
because
stuff, how
I've
would
been
I do
fishing,
it
but I don't
without-
want to say that I can do it again, especially with the resources you might have available.
Exactly. Yeah.
I can sail. There you go. I'll sail a boat. And you
I
go
can sail.
fishing.
Sail a boat.
You did it as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I can sail.
See, that is actually a handy skill in the long term. It's like, for example, someone I know is a pilot. Realistically, getting no,
Just in case we get a jet
no, but
somewhere.
hear me out. If you ever did, if you did somehow hear like over a radio or something that another country was clear and you need to get there and it's too far away for a boat, if you can get to an airport and they can tell you what to do, how to get the fuel in and everything, and how to get the plane ready. You're gonna need someone who knows how to fly that. It's not like a PlayStation.
I've
where
got
you just
this.
pick it up. And
You
take
pull
off.
back on the throttle and you hold the stick.
You can do that. So to keep a pilot would be a very high priority
lots of
person to
buttons.
keep alive. And that's the thing where certain past jobs will come in handy. And like policemen would be very handy because they're trained to kind of keep situations under control. They are trained to kind of organize, like you said, and they would be very good at keeping people calm. Psychologists would be very handy because in that kind of world, let's face it, people will break all the time. Mentally will break a lot. If you can have someone who can deal with that. Yeah, doctors obviously unbelievably
physical
helpful.
breaking. Yeah.
Soldiers unbelievably helpful. What's your job? I worked at McDonald's. Oh, fuck.
Well, you
Well, you're
can sweep the floor.
Well, the thing
they
is, you
could
also
cook.
just need generic people. That sounds so harsh.
Actually, yeah, they do,
But
don't they?
you know what I mean? Just people to do manual labor. Because
Exactly, yeah.
you do need people working on farms and stuff.
Farms, it sounds like washing clothes and stuff would be an important thing. If you were to go around in the same really dirty clothes, you can get infections from that.
Infections,
Yeah.
disease is a problem as
You
well.
would need people to do that. You need, and you would
Disease
need,
is the major problem, Rick. Zombie apocalypse.
but you would need people to like keep stock checks, everything as well, like having lists of everything, food, not just like weapons, like food as well, water, how much you've got. Which Rick's like, it's my moment.
Yes, I can organize.
Out comes the notepad.
I can just imagine like Rick sitting there for ages, like I haven't done anything for a while, and someone goes, "Oh, does anyone know where that can of beans went?" And Rick's just suddenly like,
Yes,
I do. He ate it. Can I kill him now?
"I'm gonna kick him out." What, Rick? No. Yeah, Rick doesn't know. No, that's one day we'll be out on the scouting run. We'll come back. Someone's stolen a tin of beans, and Rick. No one will admit to it. So Rick's got them all on their knees with a baseball bat,
What, the entire village
Yeah,
of
the
people?
entire
Like 35 people.
and it's like you are it, and this guy's like, "No, it wasn't me." And then there's someone else who's still nibbling on one quickly, like.
I think people be like, no, Rick, you didn't go all the way down the line. You got to get a word for at least one for every person.
He just do different ones when he eeny, meeny, money, money, and ip, dip, dog, do. Just
Or be Rick,
actually
oh,
gone
I'm
out.
bored. I got on to person number 5. You'll do.
I've run out of words now. Smash.
But that's the thing, because like you were talking about going to your old school for the armory for the cadets they have there. But how many other students are going to have the same idea with their families as well? That's a good few hundred people who could potentially go there.
Kill them all.
But like something, I think it would still be a popular one. But it's not like stores like Homebase and B&Q, which have like axes, hammers,
Nail guns.
swords. That's good. But that would. I mean, you would still get a few people out, and also it's got supplies for building. So if you do need to build walls and reinforce like windows and doors and stuff, you can get supplies from those kind of DIY shops, which could be very useful.
Most people wouldn't do anything the first day. There'd be too much confusion.
But I reckon there would be panic. Honestly, motorways I think would be one of the most terrifying places to go because the amount of people that would get stuck in their car and they'd eventually because zombies wouldn't leave them unless someone else came along who would then die, and eventually they might go back. It'd be very hard to escape from your car. And also, if you've got hundreds of corpses piling onto the windscreen, they're going to break
blocking
it.
each other, so you can't
Yeah.
open the doors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, and that too. Yeah, and there will be accidents because let's face it, someone's going to panic and try and get out quickly, and then you're going to get pile-ups. It's not going to be. To be honest, what could actually be the fuel would be a nightmare. Because fuel's eventually an issue, but you could, if there weren't many of you, have a portable home in a lorry, like a big delivery lorry, and you all live in the back truck and then drive around to different places, so you're never in the same place for too long for like a lot of zombies to build up.
Find one.
But they're not. But
Not camper van, RV.
RV, the walls are quite thin though. Eventually sinking.
Do you know how thick the walls are on most lorries? They're like thin material sort of thing.
well,
you know where they go past, they're going like, they're flapping away. That's because it's just a thin sort of.
I thought they were trying to fly. No.
What do you call it? Yeah, it's like. It's kind of like, it's a bad example, but skin almost, I guess, like a thick piece of skin. You know, that sort of
Yeah.
There's different lorries though. Like
texture,
depending
I don't
on
know
which
how to
one.
call it.
Yeah, or you could reinforce it though,
I know
couldn't
what
you?
it's called.
Like you could reinforce the inside or the outside.
Yeah,
Because I'm pretty
place it.
sure
Yeah,
like the
stuff to
forward
it.
refrigerated ones.
big like solid box ones. Yeah, sure, box
right.
lorry. But majority of like delivery lorries and stuff like that.
The ones
Also-
at Waitrose where I work.
Oh, yeah.
Nick one of those.
Nick one of those. Yeah.
You've got to think about what is it? Like fuel is going to be an issue. So horses, for example, you need someone. If someone said they were a horse rider, that is a very valuable skill to.
That's-
Can you trust horses?
Well,
Not to freak out and like kick you off and stuff.
yes, but then they just say, for example, like, just say this all happened, and you've been separated from a group. A bike's very handy. Yes, a bike.
Is there zombie horses?
No, animal. Like, normally, animal. Let's say no. Let's say
in our world. Well, yeah. Let's just say this is our one.
Yeah, this is our hypothetical apocalypse. Hypothetically speaking, no, there will be no horses. There will be horses, no zombie horses.
No zombie horses.
But I'd say that would be a very handy. Because then also think about it. You would need to learn how to, from farmers again, very handy, how to get animals to effectively like chickens, eggs. Cows get baby cows, calves
eggs.
To get meat still.
Bacon.
But what do we get?
That's pigs. That's not cows. Rick's just running after a cow like, I'm hungry for bacon. Rick, no!
Bacon.
That's what he said. Yeah.
Wrong animal.
There's no pigs. I'm going to make cow bacon. I'm making jerky.
What would you want first? Do you want a chicken or a chicken egg?
Ooh. But you know what I mean? And you need someone who's organised to, and you need to be aware of how many... how many chickens you need, for example, like just say you got 8 chickens and you were like, okay, we're going to have 6 of these for egg making and we're going to turn 2 into just food.
Into dinner,
yeah.
What about a rooster?
You need to make sure, exactly, the rooster, and you need to make sure you have enough livestock that they can still breed and make more livestock for you without killing off what you need at the same time. You need to find a good balance. Because you don't want to go overboard and go, we found a field of cows. They're all dead now.
Let's kill them.
Right, we have no more cows now, but hey, we've got a lot of meat that's here, good for like 3 or 4 days. Yeah.
Rick wanted bacon, he couldn't find any.
So you want like cow
bacon.
Do you have bacon? No. Do you have bacon? No.
Here's an idea. So you're in the apocalypse and things have got really bad. Like all the small towns around you, they've been wiped clean. Everyone's looted, pick them clean. You need to go into London and you find someone like a politician walking around. Do you help them? Because they're untrustworthy now. So why would you trust one in the apocalypse?
You have to treat him like any other person, really.
No, because they wouldn't answer. Like Rick would ask them, so what can you bring to this camp? And they'd be like, well,
You'd avoid the question.
Yeah, it's not about what I can bring to your camp. It's about what I can do for that. No, right, get out. Son. Sorry, Cameron. Get out. He's not even Prime Minister anymore, but no. And but you...
Stay away from our bacon makers. Okay, you got the joke.
too far? But yeah, and like there's so many things to consider. A lot of people think it is just about killing zombies and maybe killing other people, which is quite worrying. that is something that people
Why are you pointing at me when you say that?
Good point. Exactly. But there's so much more to it that
It's
you need
about
to
security.
take into account. Yeah.
And I mean that like in food, disease-free, people murdering.
Exactly, like even making a
killing
toilet, for
you.
example, that's something you don't see in zombie shows or games.
Right, dig a
You
trench.
can't-
You need some
Yeah,
kind
but you
of...
need it out of camp, wouldn't you? Because you couldn't just have like a
in
giant
the camp.
hole.
Yeah,
in
this
the
is
camp.
where we're cooking.
Long
I'm going to do my
drops.
ditch right next to it. If anyone's got any objections, say now.
You're halfway through. Get out there. That's not even. That's a cooking hole. Oh no! It might ever be.
I didn't know that was a curry. Oh.
I wouldn't need that.
Gross.
You need. These are all things that people don't think about, and why you need to kind of be. You do need to find other people, and other people are so important to how you survive. Because, like friends wise, I do. If I'm ever thinking about my zombie plan, which I do a lot, because you never. No, that's joking. I know it's not going to happen, but it's always something that's quite fun to think about in a way. Yeah, you never know. But I always think, right, which of my friends would be good for this? You know what? I would never trust.
Which do I bring and which do I leave behind to
No.
die?
You know, I would trust James Pryor with everything apart from directions. If you ever gave him a map, you know you're going nowhere. Like, James, we need to get to this town. Got it. 2 hours
I'm
later,
not sure I
James,
would
it should have
trust
been
him
20
with
minutes.
fire. He goes a bit crazy with
Yes,
fire.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust him with fire and the map. So just, yeah.
Well, give him the chicken. He's good for chicken.
Oh, he's good with chicken.
No, you missed it one day.
Oh, you weren't there, were you?
We
Yeah.
went camping and everyone else bought proper camping food and James just bought a chicken. And we were like, already dead, by the way.
Not a live chicken, like, you know,
he went into
a
Morrison's.
roast chicken.
He went to Morrison's and bought an uncooked chicken. And we were like, why would you bring that? He's like, watch and learn. He went out with his knife. He came back and he'd chopped some sticks up, made a spit, put his chicken on the spit. And 2 hours later, it was a Morrison's value chicken. It was the best chicken you've ever tasted.
Incredible.
The way it was just cooked on that spit for 2 hours. Oh my God. So yes, James could be a cook. He'd be a fantastic cook. And I think he's quite good. He's done a lot of research into kind of survival courses and setting up traps and stuff. So he'd be very handy. And that's the thing, people like that, you've got to then also think, okay, he might volunteer to go on a scouting mission, but would you want him on one?
Yeah.
Would you rather
wanna
keep
lose
him back at base where he can go out into the woods
Send Ben
nearby
out,
to go hunting?
expendable.
Yeah, Ben doesn't actually know anything practical for the camp, so
dicks.
And that's when Ben goes and meets a new group, and he's like, "We're going to need to go to war with this group up on that hill."
I know
there."
all of the
And I'll come
security
back
measures.
as the Negan of like, right.
Ben,
Eeny, meeny, right, actually, I don't even need to do this. You're the one who sent me away. I'm going to kill you first.
we were only joking. No. But
I don't take chances anymore.
and that's the thing. Could you trust certain people in your group? Like, how would you do it? Because if you found someone, for example, who found a gun, but you wouldn't trust them with a gun, you'd be like, "You are so irresponsible. You probably shoot one of us by mistake or waste all our ammo." But they obviously, technically, it's kind of a finders keepers type system in that world. Would they give
Not
up
if
the
you're
gun?
part of a group.
Would they give it
Not
up?
if you're part of a group that's
Hopefully
not
you can.
finders keepers
Hopefully you can negotiate.
That's
with
the thing, you say that, but yeah, would people say, I am part of a group, I will give the gun to whoever to decide?
Because, for example, like just say a soldier got there, but they hadn't had a chance to visit their barracks. They don't have a weapon, and then someone walks in who's found a dead soldier and taken their rifle. The logical choice would be give that gun to the soldier because he knows how to use it the most. He or she knows how to use it the most effectively. But then this person might be like, "No, it's mine. I found it." And then you're like, "What do you do? Do you steal it from them?" And then you have someone really annoyed who, again, you might not be able to trust. They might be mentally unhinged. Or do you leave it with them and then they accidentally kill one of your group potentially,
Mentally
or they
unhinged.
waste all the ammo, and then either way you're stuffed and it doesn't work. Is it kind of a?
Make a trade, but I'll give you a can of beans.
Because I mean, hopefully you might even have to do that, yeah. But like, for example, I think realistically for me, yes, I know how to use one. But if there is someone I know who's been trained properly
better
to use
for it,
one,
then yeah,
I'd
obviously.
be like, seriously, take it and here's every single bullet. Like, make them count. And that's another thing as well. Again, with a soldier, would you send them out to scout or would you keep them back? Because if your base gets attacked while you're out, you need someone who knows how to defend a location like that. And soldiers are trained to defend most locations. They need to know how to defend whatever scenario they're in.
Depends on how far you're into the situation, because he could train other people to do the scouting missions as well.
This is a good point. Yeah, because
Once you've trained them, they could out. He could stay back because he can train more. If they die,
Another thing as well, would you, because I reckon it's something a lot of people don't consider, I would actually, on some supply runs, send people out to grab gym equipment. Because if you think about it, if you're not training in your cardio and like your body strength, your muscle strength, I know also you need to get.
You got to run back with weights. You'd be like,
Yeah, no, you put them in a car. That's
there's a
why.
horde behind me, but I got to get this 5 kg back. Ah!
That's why you get. If you're struggling to run with 5
say
kg, you're,
By that I meant like one in each hand, just like running.
no, but that's why in the early days when you still have
Above
fuel,
your
so you
head.
put them in the car. But think about it, because if you don't have people, and obviously you need to make sure they're eating enough though to keep
Gotta
the
get
muscle
the
build up.
barbell back.
If someone's not really training and you send them out, they're going to be out of breath quick, especially if they're doing a lot of melee fighting against zombies. They're smacking them because you're going to tire quickly.
Do you need weight? You like go for runs, press ups, push ups, sit ups.
But press ups are mainly for chest, aren't they? For your arms, which you've got a lot of your swinging them, you need something to work your arm strength. So you would need some weights.
Then get something like a tree and hit it with stuff. Not your hand, but like an object.
But yeah,
Like another log, just hit
But
it.
exactly, if you've got an object that's durable enough to do that, you
Yeah,
want
like
to save
a
that
log
for
on
the-
a tree.
But you'd want to save that for a zombie because that can be quite handy. Whacking a zombie, like throwing the log at a zombie.
You've
or
got a
something.
spare log then.
That's what the equipment wouldn't be too hard to get a hold of.
could you not just chop like pieces of wood up and lift those?
Oh, effectively, you could, yeah. If you're not,
them
you
up,
could
move
get like a
around,
big
yeah.
tree.
Rather than
stump kind of
spend
thing.
like your resources and time.
Yeah,
finding
really
gym.
heavy log.
If
there
you come
go, but
across
can't
it
swing. Yeah.
by chance, you could always decide to bring some back.
Yeah.
But really, you shouldn't be wasting.
But it
your
could
time
also
and
be handy
resources.
weapons. Like, if you got
Can't carry that food.
if
You've
you
got to carry
um,
these weights.
if you got
Just
on the
throw it.
exactly, yeah. Well, one you could like a discus, but the bench bar. If you smack like some of them weigh like what 20, 30 kg. If you hit a zombie in the head with that, it's not getting up.
You could,
And
like a pole arm, like
poke it.
Yeah, I was going to say
in the
some
head.
of them you could
Yeah,
use
really,
like
no, you can
spears
lunge
and
at the head.
stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Bonk it in the head. It's like, oh.
But the problem is also if you pick up a 30 kg one again, you're going to need to be training because it's going to weigh a lot and you're going to be like tired. Like one sweep, like okay. And also it's like
Well, then you can pick up really high and then drop it down on them.
But again, you've got to think about this time. If there's multiple zombies, that's only good for one. If it's a heavy weapon,
Throw it at them. You
it's
get
like
multiple.
it's kind of like a big two-handed sword. Like if you had or a big two-handed axe, they're heavy. If you swing once, you got to think, oh, there's something else on my left now. Do I have time to quickly
Keep
flick
going
back?
around.
I guess
Whirlwind. Like, whee!
And there's a lot of factors to take in, which why I do think physical training, is important. And like
just get them to dig trenches. That's a good workout.
to be fair, actually, yeah, and
and the
building-
zombies can fall in them. Stay
building
in there.
walls, yeah. Like I mean, to be fair, if you look back in the olden days, the people who were genuinely were naturally really muscly, and it's because they did things like that. Like
Yeah.
you said, digging trenches, building houses, building fences, and it built them up.
Manual labour.
Exactly. Yeah. So you could do that.
Good old manual labor.
But I think if you had a set group of people who were assigned to scouting, I would make sure they got some time every week or something to do some training to make sure that they were ready to go out there, cardio wise, like
Depending on how
physically.
many people you've got, you want to rotate anyway.
Yes, exactly. You don't want the same people going out. Well, I would say you want 2 or 3 different groups of people going out.
Yeah.
On a rotation, you wouldn't want everyone in the group to be like, "It's my time to shine. I've been bit again. God damn."
Again, I want to take another arm.
But then also, for a fact there are some people, like I know, like my family, my mum, my sister. I was like, "Do you guys want to go out on a scouting run?" They'd be like, "No, we have walls here. No." Like,
Why would I do that?
but there are other people who would be quite handy who would go out and do quite well. But then it's finding a balance again. Like that person would be handy out in the world, but they would also be very handy looking after camp. And depending on your numbers, could you afford to send them out or not? There's so many like little factors you got to take in. But
Yeah.
anyway, I think. Do you think you would? Okay, honest question. Actually, yeah. Here's a good point. Do you actually think you would survive for a long period of time?
So you see how long?
For a long period of time.
It's a very.
I think I would do something stupid. Like I would like get overconfident or something, and then be like, I'd gone for a while, and then be like, oh, it's just like 3 zombies, whatever, and then come up to them and do something careless.
Or then there'd actually be like 5 or 6 more.
Or
there's
there's
like power or something. You
I
can't
think
see.
like classic Walking Dead where the curtain drops, there's loads of them.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh my lord! I would like to buy that new curtain.
I'm just gonna put this back up here. You're not really here.
I mean, to be honest, we did. I know, obviously, this is nothing to compare it to. 'Cause it's still real people acting. We did like this zombie survival night where they got a load of actors as zombies, and you had these really cool. So they used Nerf guns for guns, and they had like foam weapons for like, and they looked real, didn't they?
they're
The
like
artwork was amazing.
injectors, weren't they? They called them.
Yeah, they called them like injection darts. You were shooting effectively like a cure at them or something, something to kill the virus inside them. And the melee weapons, they looked like axes, machetes, and things. They looked amazing. They were kind of foam props. And it was really immersive. It was fantastic.
It was brilliant. Really,
and if
really
you
good.
had touch rugby tags, and if you lost all of them, that if you were brought down to 1, you could only walk until you got more tags to be healed. If you lost all your tags, you turned into a zombie. And the first time we went, there were 4 of us.
Was it the second time?
The first time we went, we survived the whole. We were one of the only groups to survive the whole way through. And I actually got told by one of the guys higher up, because we did so well, they had to make it harder the next time. They really upped the difficulty. And
we did kind of, cakewalk it a little bit. We're like,
Ben got killed the second time round. Ben did not make it.
not by a zombie.
Oh yeah,
By a human?
No, he lost all his rugby tags, so I was like, sorry, Ben. I smacked him with an axe.
I lost the last one though, getting him inside. Because there's zombies coming around. I was like, right, okay, open the door, let John go in. As I closed it, he grabbed me from behind. I was like, no!
But I think I did a good thing. You wouldn't want to live. You've been bit. You were gone. There was no cure for you.
Well,
Yeah.
I was just
Screw
about
you,
to be
Ben.
I'd like to be chewed to pieces, so yeah. I got inside, didn't I?
You did get inside.
I got
That was-
inside,
and then
yeah.
they were like, before we can let you through the gate kind of thing, the second gate, they were like, we need to check for tags. And Ben checked me and he was like, you're good. And I checked Ben, but I only had 1 tag. So I couldn't I would have given him one of mine, because you could do that to keep him in, but I only had 1. I was like, sorry, Ben. And he was like, what? And I just had his axe in my hand, just smacked him.
It was my axe as well.
And the person in the game was like, you are one cold son of a bitch. And I was like, he was going to turn. I had to do it. I had no choice. And then I managed to survive all the way until the end where we had a last stand. There was a big box outside that was locked. And all we knew was it had something important in it. And there was just an infinite horde of zombies, because when the zombies died, they just got back up and kept coming. Or they would go back a bit and then come back into you. And the guys who organised this, it was a company called Artifakes. They did a couple of special events. They did such a fantastic job. They really did.
It's a shame it's so far away for us.
Yeah, it was it's a good few hours drive, but it was worth it every time.
Yeah.
And trying to actually survive in this end orbit, they made a flamethrower that shot them city string.
Oh yes.
And they were like, does anyone want to use it? And I was like, yes. And they were like, right, okay, you can do it. And this is on the very last kind of objective of the night. And I was using it, and it was doing really well with it, and it ran out of ammo as a zombie ran at me. I was like, oh no. And I had this giant tanker on my back for the flames, and I managed to somehow drop it to the floor, pick up an axe, and smack the zombie. And I was like, okay, I'm still alive, this is good. And then there's another zombie who was trying to get near me. I was like, come on. And I smacked him with the axe, and he grabbed the axe, and I was like, oh, that's never happened before. And luckily, where he was a human, he laughed at what I said, and I managed to rip the axe back and smack him and kill him. And then at the end, there was me and one other person that we had gone from a group of about 8 to 2. And there was just 2 of us left, and they were working the locks on the box, and I was covering them as they were trying to get the locks open. And they finally got them open. It was a cornetto, is what we risked our lives for. Everyone had died for. And as they were going back in, I was covering them to get to the gate with a cornetto. And this zombie went to ran at me and I killed him with the axe. And then as I did, you as a zombie Ben came back and ran up behind him, and they both fell on me, and I fell over to the floor with 2 zombies on me, and I couldn't get off.
I'm like, I'm dead, John. I can't move.
Yeah. I was like, no, and all this horde was just on me as I was pinned by 2 on the floor. And I was like, I nearly survived 2 games of this the whole way through. But there was one of my favourite moments. It was on the first time we went. Ben pretty much was like, I'm going to sacrifice myself for you guys, because we were in a really tight situation with these zombies. And I didn't hear him. And we had run away. And I suddenly realised I was doing a number count. I was like, where's Ben? And he was still back there fighting this melee weapon. And I had 2 bullets left in this gun. I was like, I'm going to go save him. And he was just about to die. And I ran in and shot the zombie in front of him. And he was like, oh, thank God. And I was like, right, let's go. Had 1 bullet left, shot another one. Then this horde came. We were like, oh, nuts. And we just sprinted. And then they started, the way this game works is it went throughout the night. And they started off very slow. And as the night progressed, the zombies got more and more dangerous and more unpredictable. And it really was good. And then this was the stage where they started running. So we were kind of jogging a bit, and we suddenly saw they were sprinting. We were like, run.
Well,
we did quite well.
We did.
We make a good team in the zombie apocalypse.
Yes, we can work as a team. It's nice to see.
when you need to.
When we have to.
But apparently, if we ever do this, if they ever do it again and we go, we know not to be careful around Rick.
Yes, to avoid Rick at all costs.
What? I'm not. Because you're my friends. I'll protect you guys.
Rick probably would have. It would have been the other way around in our situation. Rick would have seen he had no tag. He would have killed me and taken my tag.
or Rick would become like too overprotective. Like, you're my friends. I'll kill anyone that comes near you. Like, Rick, we know him. You just killed him.
No, I don't know him. I've never met him.
So there was another point where I had to join my group. When Ben died, my entire group died as well out there. We all got separated.
You got put in another group.
So I got put with another group, and they lost someone. And as we were going out there, their person they had lost was this girl. It was this guy's girlfriend who was out there, and he was still alive on our team. And she was going, help me, and he was like, it's a trick, and left her. And she was actually alive, and he left her in the horde of zombies. And he was actually like, that's a lie. That's some new thing they've learned. It's not real. And he told us to abandon her, so we did. And at the end of the night, she was like, you guys never came for me. And he was like, oh, someone said not to. And everyone's like, no, don't lie. You told us to abandon her. You know what you did. Anyway, guys, I think we're going to end the podcast there. But thank you so much for listening. And if you enjoyed it, please give us a subscribe. And if you have any ideas of other kind of topics like this you'd like us to talk about, please leave them in the comment section below. And we'll see you next time.
See you later.
Bye, guys.